There was a YouTuber by the name of Tactikaltemplar that kind of made Jesus seem pretty cool.
Brothers, I've been kind of hard on Moist Critical over the last couple days because of his extremely bad faith video he did on Ted Cruz. Yes, what Ted Cruz says is stupid, but the fact that Moist Critical would make a video like the one that he did in such bad faith, yeah, I had to roast him a little bit, but I'm going to extend an olive branch because I am nothing if not magnanimous, and this video from Moist Critical I actually think is fairly good. He's talking about Xbox, and Xbox has lost their fucking mind. Their price increases are astronomical and outrageous. Their hardware price increases are astronomical and outrageous. And during this time, they're also trying to release a handheld to compete with the Switch 2. Okay. Well, people are mass canceling their Xbox Game Pass to the point where the entire website crashed. Because people are not going to pay for the meager offering of Xbox Game Pass. And if you want what you were getting before, well, you're going to have to pay a high premium price. We're talking upwards of $370 a year. You know, I'm ahead of the curve. When everyone was bitching about Nintendo and saying Nintendo's prices are egregious, this is outrageous, how could Nintendo do this? I was the one that said, hold on a second. Let's think about this logically. As much as you may not like Nintendo if you're in the West, Nintendo's console and their online service is currently the most affordable of any gaming platform. That includes definitely PC. You won't be able to build a handheld PC that lets you take games on the go with the remote, with the Joy-Con, like all that stuff for $450, $500. You're just not going to be able to do that. And plus $50 a year gets you access to, the whole digital virtual library of Nintendo games. So if you wanted to look at it that way, if you got Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch 2 for $450, you could probably get it for $400 on eBay at this point, plus the $50 a year for the Nintendo Switch Online Plus, expansion. I think it's $50 at this point. I think it's $49.99. I could be wrong. It could be lower than that. I'm in my mind, I'm thinking $35, but I could be thinking of the family plan. But let's say $50, right? So for $450, you get the brand new console and you get access to all the old digital games, which there are hundreds of them, hundreds of games. Now with Xbox, if you buy the Xbox, it's going to cost you more money. You're looking at $600-$700. Plus, if you want the best price for the online service, plus the games, it's going to cost you like $370 a year. This is like when a girl who's not the most attractive, but she's like a 6 out of 10, brings other fat people with her wherever she goes so that she looks that much better. That's what Nintendo is right now. What they're offering may not be the best in the world, but compared to the competition, they look pretty damn good right now, especially after Donkey Kong Bonanza really won over a lot of people because it was a phenomenal game. But anyway, with that being said, let's watch part of this video from Moist Critical talking about the details as it relates to Xbox and their rush towards the grave.
I used to love Xbox, man. What happened to the game I used to love? What it has become is just embarrassing. every step of the way. They're finding new lows to hit. Today, Xbox has announced a Game Pass change, and it's a doozy. Try a 50% price increase to the Game Pass Ultimate tier. Yeah, and it is revolting. It's going about as well as me in a dunk competition. They have increased the price to $30 a month for the Ultimate tier, and the two previous tiers for Essential and Premium are just not worth it. The Ultimate tier is the only one that lets you get the games day one, and for a large number of people, that was one of the main draws of the service here. And even though the Xbox catalog has been like a fucking Magikarp over the last few years, just extremely weak, the value you got out of Game Pass at the previous price point made up for it. Like, it was worth it, and it's something that I glazed quite a bit. But now, at this price point, the fuck is the point in keeping it anymore? It's just not worth it, and a lot of people are now canceling their subscription to Game Pass in response to these.
$30 a month. $30 a month. Nintendo is $50 a year. And with $50 a year, you get access to the online, you get the cloud saves, but you get access to hundreds of games. Hundreds of classic vintage games. Like, not just for Super Nintendo, but you get Sega Genesis, you get Game Boy, N64, GameCube at this point. Like, there is a wide variety of games that you get for $50 a year. Now, I know that people were balking at that price, but look at the alternative. $30 a month. That's not a typo. It's not $2.9 a month. No, they are actually trying to charge you $30 a month for premium Game Pass. That is outrageous.
These price increases. It's just L after L for Xbox. Like, even just recently, they farted out a new price increase for the consoles in a time period where Xboxes are like fucking fossils. Like, you can't give those bitches away sometimes. It's a console that doesn't have a whole lot of reasons to buy it unless your friends are already on it, but chances are your friends have already moved past it. Because being an Xbox fan in 2025 is like being a fidget spinner enthusiast. It's just not cool. It's lame. Like, it is so far past its prime now. And it brings me no joy saying that, by the way. As I've always proudly stated, Xbox and Xbox 360 have been my favorite gaming experiences. Those two consoles, I think, are the most important pieces of, like, gaming hardware ever made. But...
well, alright. So... it's a good take on that Xbox, but boy, oh boy, does that push the boundaries of what I'm willing to tolerate. Holy shit. No. I will argue, and I will fight on this, that the Super Nintendo is the best gaming console to ever exist. The Super Nintendo is the best gaming console to ever exist. The whole presentation, the games that came out, A Link to the fucking Past, Star Fox, Mario Kart, like, legends that we still enjoy today were first introduced and really given new life on the Super Nintendo. People don't remember that on the NES, The Legend of Zelda had two games. One of them was Zelda 1, and the other one was Zelda 2. At that time, there was no Zelda formula as of yet. You know, it was basically, one was like a, the action-adventure, one was more like an RPG. But it was A Link to the Past that really cemented and solidified what The Legend of Zelda would become. So, and I think Star Fox as well. Star Fox on the Super Nintendo was just one of the first. It's just amazing. Yeah, I think that the Super Nintendo doesn't get enough love. I think the people who look at Xbox 360. I think that's a different generation of people, and I love the Super Nintendo. That's one of my favorites.
Once the Xbox One came out, that's when it all went tits up, and it is not recovered. You hate to see what Xbox has become. And anytime I talk about Xbox or like criticize a lot of the decisions they've made over the years, somehow there is still like this last holdout of warriors willing to fight Xbox's PR battles for them, even though the general Phil Spencer himself constantly throws himself pity parties on every podcast that will have him about how they've lost the
Yeah. I mean, they've lost the console war. I think that's pretty clear. But right now, honestly, believe it or not, Nintendo is the one that's winning the console war. They're selling phenomenally well. They're doing very, very well. Despite people being upset at them, they're still doing really, really well. And the fact is that I don't think there's anyone even in contention. I don't even think Sony's in contention at this point.
Out of touch and tone deaf. Just take a peek at this.
Hey everyone, Xbox Game Pass is getting an upgrade. We've listened to your feedback, and now you have even more freedom to choose how you play the games you want.
Why is a woman delivering this message? I know it's a tangential point, but gaming is predominantly a male space, and I think that this is part of the reason why the gaming industry has fundamentally failed in the West so hard. You know, when you look at Nintendo and their Direct, it's delivered by a bunch of men that look like, yeah, they belong in the gaming development space. They look like guys that would basically be hunched over a monitor, you know, doing the type of work. I'm not saying that all of them are developers, but I'm saying that a lot of the people who deliver those presentations are people that have actually worked on games. And I'm not talking like little Mickey Mouse games, but like big time games. They're a big part of Nintendo, and that's why they're delivering the presentation. I don't know who this woman is, but I don't know why these people in the gaming space feel the need to put women front and center. No, you want to put a man there, and not one of these estrogen-fueled, you know, beta male freaks. A guy that looks like he belongs there. Get a guy that's slightly overweight, that's got a beard, that's going to be really passionate about what they're talking about, and that would actually, in a way, maybe blunt a little bit of the criticism, because they're like, oh, this guy, you know, reminds me of me. But no, you're not going to put a balding, you know, middle-aged man with a beard. You're going to put on this woman. And so I don't know why you do that. It makes the message more shrill. It makes it worse. I'm just saying. You may not like what I'm saying, but you know it's damn well true.
We've expanded all Xbox Game Pass plans to give you more games and more ways to play.
You need to stop putting women in these positions. It would be like if there was an advertisement for Sex and the City and you picked me to do it. It's like, no, you wouldn't pick me to do it. You wouldn't pick me to advertise Sex and the City. You don't pick women to advertise games and gaming related decisions. It should be gruffy looking guys. It should be the type of guys that you see at the video game conventions. I'm just saying. If you want to save gaming, you've got to get women out of the space. I'm only partially kidding. Because there are some women that are a benefit, but way too many of them. They have infiltrated the space and made everything worse. I think that is abundantly clear. From everything that we've seen, this is just objectively true.
And more rewards than ever. Previously, Core was primarily for console, but Essential now lets you play games on Xbox console, PC, and cloud. That means you have the freedom to stream and play on any supported device. And with cloud gaming, that includes a lot of devices.
So she goes through each tier with the upgrades that have been introduced, the improvements that they've augmented all of this with. And I'm just not fucking seeing it. Like, it really just seems like you get the same deal, but with more money needed to be forked over to achieve it. Like, the big thing that stands out to me is that they're putting more of a focus on, you know, PC gaming. So instead of it being all about console, now you get more freedom to play on PC and like the cloud stuff. But for people that are like Xbox heads, they don't give a fuck about that. Like, they're not getting a much better deal. They're just having to pay more money for the deal. Like, it just doesn't seem worth it. And judging from the response from the community, almost nobody is defending it. I don't think there's anyone out there that actually thinks this is them listening to community feedback, because you need to pay $30 a month in order to like play Call of Duty Black Ops 7 on launch. Why would you do that? Why would you be paying $30 a month to then get access to a game day one? It's so fucking expensive. At that point, you might as well just buy the game that you're interested in.
He's right. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Yeah, 100%. He's right about that completely. Anyway, brothers, I wanted to bring this to you because we cover a wide variety of topics on this channel. Some people may be less interested in gaming. Some people may be more interested in gaming. But Xbox is committing ritual seppuku, trying to gouge people of their money. So shame on them. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.